Alright, today I am at the Gold Hillside Gym. It's like a block away from my apartment. It is I'm tired. February 9th at 8:39 a.m. Bangkok time. And as you can see today, I have somewhat given up on exercising outside. Friday is an off day for me for exercise anyway, but decided I would come check out this gym. It's pretty nice. I'll do a little walk around, some video in a sec. 80 baht for a day pass, which is a little over $2, like almost $3. Not too bad for a day pass. I think a monthly membership here is like under $100, which is pretty great. I'm starting to think that my thesis that running isn't always available form of exercise while I'm abroad is wrong. Especially because here in Asia, things aren't really set up very well for running. So there's a lot of like smog and pollution in the air. Also, there's a shit ton of traffic, and there aren't a lot of like really great paved sidewalks everywhere I go either. Not that I'd really want to be running somewhere where I have to run on sidewalks, and but anyway, it's a mess all around. So I'm starting to think that maybe my exercise routine here is going to be more like getting back into weightlifting more consistently and using hikes on weekends, like long hikes on weekends, and maybe a little bit of conditioning on treadmills here where I won't destroy my lungs as basically replacement for running outside every day, which doesn't seem like it's likely to be a great idea. So here it is. They've got like a yoga / stretching area here. Got a bunch of exercise bikes and cardio. Some trampolines. And of course, importantly, they have free weights. Dumbbells and barbells, which I definitely need. Everything's in kg, which confuses me, but I'll figure it out. Lots of like isolated weight machines back here. Hunchback. It's pretty nice, especially given I only paid 80 baht for the day, so not unimpressed. This is the cat graffiti stand. I got my fried chicken yesterday. Their food looks really good too. But this is all the fried chicken. And they call it the cat graffiti stand. Actually, this place is marked on Google Maps because of the graffiti here. And I'm hungry, so I'm gonna get some food. So I just had a kind of fun experience at the Thai local at that fried chicken stand where I was standing in line and this lady like turns to me and says something and like laughs and smiles and like she wants to joke about something, like something that just happened, and obviously she says all this in Thai, so I'm kind of like whoa, but rather than give her the deer in the headlights look, I just smiled and went along with it. And then the people who run the stand came over and they asked me what I wanted, and obviously since I don't speak Thai, I was like, hey, like, you know, pointing and gesturing and speaking English, and this lady who had just cracked a joke with me turns and looks at me and goes, it's just kind of like wide-eyed, she goes, oh. And so I just turned to her and I apologized. I'm like, yeah, I don't speak Thai, I'm really sorry. But I kind of wonder why that happened. I think as an Asian American, I have an interesting, it's both an advantage and disadvantage in Asia, where pretty much everywhere I go, people will assume, until I open my mouth, people will assume that I'm a local. But it's also a disadvantage because, well, A, I don't actually speak the language here, and B, I think that potentially when it comes to like meeting other expats and things, right, like if you're trying to establish sort of a social circle for yourself out here, and everyone who walks by just kind of like assumes that you're a local as well,
it's kind of, I imagine that I miss out on like conversation opportunities, whereas like maybe two clearly non-Thai expats who pass by might exchange like a knowing glance or something. I don't know how that works. I'm still figuring all that out, but anyway, I just thought that was a fun moment that I would share. So I should also mention where I'm headed this fine day. Yesterday I hung out with Richard and Kat. We went to this coffee shop, Jacrobe, something like that. I keep forgetting the name. I just know it starts with a J and a K. And after lunch, we were actually while we were walking to lunch, we had trouble finding the place we were trying to get to for lunch. So we ended up stumbling upon all these co-working spaces back here in the Niman area in Chiang Mai. And I found this place called The Brick, which is not far from Pun Space, which is one of the other really popular co-working spaces here, which I recorded a little bit of footage of in a past video. But the Brick looked really nice, and they actually have like personal lockers as well, and it's like $250 Thai baht a day, so it's like $8. It's not cheap, but it's a little cheaper than Pun Space as well. And I just kind of want to try it today. It's like less crowded, I think, than most of the other co-working spaces I've seen. So it's almost 10 o'clock now, and some of the other co-working spaces I have not been able to get a spot by 10 o'clock. So I need to get my routine going here, but I'm hoping that they'll be like fairly empty, because they were fairly empty yesterday, and I'll get a spot. And then today is actually Friday, so Pun Space, the place next door, has a like an event going on tonight. They're calling it Cheers Night, which I assume is like a happy hour or something, which I'm gonna try to crash later around 6:30, because I'm finding that like there actually aren't that many outside of the co-working spaces. There aren't that many like facilitated opportunities to meet people out here, right? Unless you're like really willing to like approach people and strike up random conversations in coffee shops, which if you've watched my rejection videos, I guess I could do. The idea makes me kind of uncomfortable. Maybe that's just like an entirely new set of rejection challenges I should be doing. But aside from doing that, like there aren't that many events and like places to just like meet people doing similar things to what I'm doing. So I think it's the real value of a co-working space, and I'm kind of excited to see what that's like. You know, if anyone actually goes, and hopefully meet some cool people. This is the Brick from the outside, and you know, nice building. So this is the Brick. It's a very nice open space, as you can see. It's not very crowded. Makes me wonder a little bit, but very nice place to work, honestly. Kind of expensive. I just found out at the desk that they don't take credit cards, so I'm gonna run out of cash really fast, but some private desks, which I'm not currently willing to pay for. Cool space. Hopefully get some good work done today. Alright, today for lunch I am at Anchan Noodle, which is, Anchan I think is this like blue like peat substance that they use. I'm told by Richard that it's mostly for coloring. It doesn't really have a flavor. In fact, if it has a flavor, Richard hates it. That's the impression he's given me so far. But, whoops, we have come here, I've come here like a couple days, well, okay, yeah, a couple days ago we walked by here, and like, apparently they have this really popular pork belly dish, which they usually sell out of by the time that I grab lunch. Actually before this, I went to the chicken rice place that I've been trying to go to, and they were open today, which is really exciting, except that they were done serving food. So this was my backup plan. Literally everything is in Thai. The entire menu is in Thai. I kind of don't know what to do. I mean, thank God they have pictures, right? But then I'm supposed to mark down what I want on here, so I have to like painstakingly figure out which Thai letters correspond to the one I actually want. This is a nice place. It's kind of like an upgrade from the random hole-in-the-wall places I was going to. It's a little more expensive, probably, I don't know, 50% more expensive, but we're talking such small amounts of money, it really doesn't matter. I ordered some kind of like beef ramen thing, and then I'm a sucker for blue drinks, so I saw this on the menu. I think this uses that anchan stuff that there is in the name of the restaurant, so I figured I may as well. She said it's sweet and it has some lemon in it. Don't really know what it is, like maybe some kind of anchan tea? I don't know. But it's not bad. It's just surprising. You kind of expect this to taste like soda almost because it's so blue, but it doesn't taste like that. It tastes kind of like rice porridge, like sweet rice, like Chinese sweet rice dessert. But it's blue and it's not cloudy, so I'm very kind of confused by it actually. But I like it now that I've had some time to kind of get used to the fact that that's what I'm drinking. Not bad. Just stopped at this little stand for this thing called, I don't know, in English it says chow guai, which actually might be Chinese romanization, not Thai, but it's this like interesting looking mess of what looked like condensed milk and grass jelly, and then I don't know what this powder on top is. Actually, I'm a little worried about that powder. I think it's supposed to be some sort of like caramel flavoring. But I've had some weird things in Thailand so far. I didn't catch this on video last night, but I had this mango sauce. So apparently the Thai like to eat their mango with like a little bit of like spiciness, which I can understand, right? Like I'm from San Diego, Mexicans do that. The lady who gave us this sauce was telling us it's like, oh yeah, there's like chili, there's like sugar, and so she gives me a sample, and I'm expecting it to be like sweet and spicy, right? No, it's incredibly savory. In fact, it turns out there's like little ground shrimp in this paste here, and it's like salty and shrimpy, and I'm eating it with my mango, and I don't understand why. Of course, Richard and Kat are like with me, and apparently they do something similar in the Philippines, so they're like very unfazed by this, but I made the biggest like scowl face ever. But anyway, long story short, I am now worried that the Thai would pull something similar with my drink here, and I don't know, but I'm actually not normally like a big grass jelly fan either. I just kind of walked by that cart and it looked interesting, and everything's pretty cheap here, so it's kind of like something looks interesting, you kind of want to eat it, like why the hell not? And that's the mentality that has you gain like 50 pounds while traveling, right? But anyway, kind of curious. Okay, it's some kind of like molasses powder. I've never seen molasses in solid form, but it tastes like molasses. Could have been worse. You know, when you sip it, it kind of has like a toasted s'more flavor to it. I kind of like it. It's got kind of a weird finish though. It sort of finishes like barbecue sauce, or maybe more appropriately, I think like certain Asian like plum flavorings taste like this. So it's like maybe like a, I don't know, very strange plum. It's not bad. I probably would not get it again, but I'll try anything once. Alright, I am recording this one so that I remember that I am retarded. Sorry, that's not politically correct. I am a dumb human being. It is 10:32 p.m. on Friday, February 9th. And I think earlier today I mentioned that I was going to go to an event at Punspace, one of the co-working spaces here, to you know, try to meet more people like myself, kind of get more familiar with the digital nomad community, get a better sense for what it's like to find a community and build a community around myself in a new place. Since one of my probably bigger fears in doing all this and traveling in this way is kind of like totally isolating myself. Anyway, did that, went and worked at a cool co-working space today, met a couple people there, met a bunch of really interesting people during this event over beers, and then totally forgot my backpack at this event. You know, it was just like a crowd who was like still there at the end of the event, and we all just decided we'd go to dinner. And I managed to walk away without my backpack. So I'm sitting here at dinner with like 6 or 7 other people from all over the world, and talking to them about their experiences, et cetera, et cetera. And I just suddenly have this moment when I realize I don't know where my backpack is. And then I realize, oh shit, I know where my backpack is. I left it at Pun Space outside, which is where the event was held, like sitting just out in the open next to one of these tables. Holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck, right? So I kind of abruptly get up, and I'm like, I have to go. I think I left my backpack somewhere, and I like frantically ran across Niman, or I still don't know how to really say that. I'm gonna say Niman. Run across Niman to Pun Space. Fortunately, Niman is not a very large place. It's like maybe like a 3-block radius in Chiang Mai. So running across Niman takes me 5 minutes. And I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking about like, wow, like what would happen if my backpack were just gone? Someone had just literally walked up and just taken the entire thing, because it's that easy, right? I have my laptop in there. I have, you know, my keyboard, my mouse, my Kindle, basically all of my like electronics in this bag, right? What would I do? And I just realized like I would be so hosed. It would be so game over for me if that happened. Like, yeah, I have travel insurance. In theory, I can like write something off like that as theft, because it would be theft. I get some of the money back, but where do I even find a new laptop out here, right? Like I would probably have to go, I don't know, right? Like I might even have to go back to the States to like at least get new gear, because my laptop is basically my livelihood, right? Like I cannot be productive without my gear. It just isn't possible. But anyway, I'm extremely fortunate, because despite all that, it turns out that my backpack is sitting right there, right where I left it. No one has even touched it. And I now safely have it again. But I'm going to remember this moment in this video in the future, so that hopefully I learn from my mistakes and don't do stupid things. But yeah, so that was a fun scare. I hope that never happens again.